20 years. It's not that there weren't talented Africans before, but through this book, we've had this opportunity to meet with entrepreneurs like Chris, to talk to Africans in the diaspora. And when you connect this highly talented group of Africans that are emerging in just about any sector you can imagine, we talk to people in music, in fashion, in technology, in government. When you connect that and these people really driving forward on this continent and in the diaspora with these improving structural circumstances, I mean, that really whittles down our thesis with this book about why many things in Africa are going to change to where the narrative changes and people interact very differently with the continent over the next 20 years than they did over the last 20 years.
One of the themes that you cite in the book and in a way that you are leveraging in your work is a kind of dawning normality, if you will, about Africa, that there are, yes, Africans who win Oscars, Africans who are shortlisted for the Booker Prize, Africans who are successful businessmen, and in your case, Chris, Africans who, by getting on the internet through sites like yours or means they discover, are turning into normal consumers of goods. And it's this kind of blessings of normality advent that takes Africa out of a context of, well, it's Nelson Mandela or it's Ebola. That's your choice of headline. Yeah. And it kind of normalizes things. How do you account for that happening? What do you think is making it a more normal place, if you will?
From my perspective, I think it's the proliferation of other voices in the space. So it becomes muddied. The picture is not as clear. In the book we talk about what we call the pundit's pendulum on Africa, that essentially over the last 20 years or longer, it's either this swing between stories of insane optimism, the Africa rising and this all better, the miracle has finally come to the continent, left Asia, now it's in Africa, that kind of thing, or it's like apocalyptic. And it's just back and forth, but it's hard to have like a normal view that like some things are good, some things are bad. That's not very, it doesn't fetishize Africa in the way we've been used to, right, in putting it in a very simple box. And one of our assertions in the book is that it'll get harder year on year on year to put Africa in a simple box. And then the countries, it's so many different countries. Nigeria has got some incredible things going for it that are very different than Kenya, but they're both, moving forward at a rapid rate. And, that difference will be coming out too. And so as the technology empowers new voices, new people at the table, you have, Lupita in film and,